They put
Yes.
I don't know why they do that.
Is it
What's the
updates? You think it's
benefit?
updates that the
But
system
they do it
make?
so often
Oh,
and it changes so much that I don't know why I don't know.
yeah. Why
They're
they
just
would do
doing
that?
phony updates so they can look like they're because they do have new competitors now and then. There's a new company on TikTok advertising that they're better, and there's one on Facebook too, advertising they're
Really?
better.
Wow.
Well, it's a pretty popular product.
Of
Once
course.
once
Yes.
COVID hit, that's
Right.
what really
True.
gave it its big jump was COVID.
Did
So
you ever catch COVID?
no, well, I may or may not have. Very mild if I did. Not really.
Lucky.
What'd you say?
Lucky.
Mm,
In our household,
yeah.
I caught
Been
it
so
three
lucky in
times.
my life.
I
Oh,
was deathly ill. I think I caught it the very first time was October of 2019. And I remember going
geez.
to the
Oh,
doctor at Kaiser and saying, I feel terrible. I've got this flu. I feel my body hurts.
right.
And so I went to him in a month's period of time once a week. And the last time I told him, I think I'm dying. And he laughed at me. And I said,
Oh,
you don't laugh at a patient
no
who tells
kidding.
you they think they're dying.
No
And
kidding.
I
My
went right
God.
over to member
You went right over to where?
services and placed a complaint about this clown.
Good. Good for you.
Member
That's what you should
services?
have done.
Yeah, because it's that was awful. I just thought,
Yeah.
wow, why would you laugh at someone? You know,
Well,
if they're
some
here once a
doctors,
week and they
yes.
haven't been here, but every time they need to, which isn't often,
Yeah.
then there must be something going on. And then March of 2020 is when COVID was
Mm.
declared a
Really
state of a public
acknowledge.
health
Yeah.
emergency.
As existing. Yeah. Yeah.
But I had that for three whole times. And the first time I think I had it for about 6 weeks.
Wow.
That was October, and after that I'd have it for like a month. And yeah,
Mm.
long periods of time. It was
Mm.
crazy. And it affected, I have what they call long COVID,
Okay.
where my sense of smell is affected. I get headaches still. And I one of the bigger things with COVID is that I have breathing
Oh,
sort
wow.
of
Well,
breathing
that sounds
consistent
pretty
breathing
severe,
difficulties. So
Lourdes. That sounds pretty severe.
it's not as severe. I mean,
Boy.
it's not like I'm a fish out of water with air, with breathing, but it's more like my
Yeah.
asthma is worse than it used to be, significantly worse. And I've had
Okay.
to, yeah,
Okay.
use some inhalers, which I hate using a, a drug, a prescription drug. I just think I will only do it if I have to, but it
Yeah.
seems like more these days I have to.
Okay. Well, I'm very sorry that's happening. And yet you're out here.
Yes, sir.
Tell
How are
our
you today?
audience what it is you do. Why do you
We are
do
looking for
you
land on which to develop affordable, supportive
okay?
shipping container duplexes for groups of people who are marginalized, like have a lower income, retirees, veterans, um,
Okay.
people who have had trouble sustaining housing in this current rental and, of course, purchasing market.
Okay. Well, very well said. Good for you. You want to give us your chosen contact information?
Yes, sir, will do. Our phone number here is
Don't
five
call
three
me.
zero
Not yes, sir, please. It pushes so
four
many
eight
buttons.
eight
No, no, start
nine seven six eight.
over.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
you are,
gotta,
sir.
no, I gotta
Sir
say,
Mark Isaac
you
Potter.
using the word sir pushes a lot of buttons for me.
Okay,
A lot
okay.
of trauma.
Oh,
Like the time I worked shoveling
I
sand.
was just talking about trauma this morning.
I worked once upon a time shoveling sand.
Hmm.
A shovel, a regular shovel full of sand is quite heavy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway,
especially doing it
once you
repeatedly.
either that or if you have to do it once and then do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. And wow, sand, from what I know about sand, there's a lot of it.
You're being so granular. Anyway, why don't you start over telling us your.
Yes.
So I've heard a rumor that you have a phone number. How many digits? Yeah.
I have many digits in that phone number. Allow me to give
Okay.
them to you.
All right.
Area code 530-488-9768. I
Okay.
allow me to repeat that. 530-488-9768. Give us a call and tell us what you think about the current housing situation and what ideas you may have.
Okay. Now I heard
Um,
a rumor that you're also selling stripper poles. Is that right? Or
I'm looking for one for my puppy. She's gonna get
good
in a teeny
comeback.
weeny bikini and do some.
I think you and I are in the wrong business. I think we should start a comedy duo. Either that or
I
just the
know,
two
right?
of us doing.
Yes, we have a good rhythm here, and I like our
Right.
comedy. I like the dryness of it. I like its offbeatness.
Yes.
It suits me
Very,
well.
very beautiful. Okay. Well, gee whiz. So you have some meetings coming up later this week and early next week. Why don't you tell us about what those are going to be?
Yes, I would love to. So I met Henry Rodriguez of Drugless Society. He
The what society?
works with people coming out of incarceration. Drugless
Oh,
Society. Drugless
huh.
Society. And so he works with people on probation coming out of incarceration and helps them to start the
Okay.
healing process. And so, anyway, Henry facilitated the introduction to Barbara Stroud of the City Center in Fresno. The City Center
Okay.
is a housing community complete with a free grocery store, clothes closet, vocational retraining, and a section for youth that are displaced, and another one for families and seniors and others. And so they have a campus in Fresno that we're going to visit because I would like to meet Barbara and find out the story, how she bridged these barriers, which I'm sure there were many, many barriers to the development
All
of this
right.
center. And
Hmm.
she is doing a great
Okay.
job uplifting the people in the area. And
Okay.
I need to learn from people like this, and so that
Yeah.
is what we're doing on Friday. And we're spending the night, then heading home on Saturday. And I'm also scheduling a lunch meeting with former Mayor Heather Fargo. And so
Mayor
she was like
of what town?
2008 mayor of Sacramento, California.
Okay.
And so she was an emeritus mayor, and I think it was '08. Anyway, I'll
Okay.
look up the dates for you. But we're
Okay.
having lunch, and I met her and this other wonderful lady, Nancy Niskern, at the Ideas Festival put on by Cal Matters.
Hmm.
And so I asked Heather Fargo at that event whether she would consider mentoring me
Oh.
because eventually, the truth is, eventually, after many housing communities we develop, I would like to run for city council, local
Okay.
government.
In Sacramento?
Yes,
All right. Well, if you're going to do that, you do need to, you know, you know the drill.
I do, sir. And
I've
that's why
watched
I
people
have
like,
asked
well,
that.
I mean, look at what Talarico's already doing. He's already in my view, you know who he is probably, I would think.
No, no, I don't.
He's a politician in Texas.
Uh-huh.
I'm using him as an example of how one runs for office.
Mm.
He's a very young man, politician in Texas. He's running for United States representative.
Mm.
I may have that wrong, but I think that's what it is.
Ah.
And he is already conducting himself in a way that you can see that if he ever wanted to run for president down the road 20, 30 years, he could. So
Mm.
he's running against a guy named Paxton who is completely despicable,
Mm.
one of the Trump Nazi fascists. So,
Yes, yes.
but I
Ugh.
mean, if you're going to run for city council, you start running now
Oh,
in
okay.
the way you conduct yourself, the choices you make in public speaking events, things you say at those. You don't start saying city council. You know what I'm saying. You just talk about the bigger issues more and act like
Yeah.
you know what you're doing better than I shouldn't even be.
No,
I'm
it's
not
it's
even I'm
this
not
is
even
new to me.
qualified to
This is
make
new
these
to me,
judgments.
and I come to the
So
area new. I'm new to the area and new to that thought
you're new to what?
throughout my
You're new
politics.
to well, oh, okay. I thought you meant geographically. All right.
No, 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 no. I just mean new to that space, I
Now,
guess. And
I know your family members were in the housing business. Have any of your family members ever been in the politics?
no,
Mother,
no, no, no,
grandmother?
no, no,
No?
no, no, not at all.
All right.
Yeah. So and I am the first to become a housing person within my family
Hmm.
also. So I'm
Okay.
a pioneer on many fronts, and it's something I'm just thinking about,
Well, it will help you. I mean, if
Mark
you're if
Isaac. But I
if
think
you have it
to
in,
move things,
yeah, if you have it, go ahead.
it's I see the need, and I believe um, that some of us have a lot to contribute toward a changed political system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
anyway, we shall see where that goes. Right now, the focus is all paths must lead to housing.
all
This
right. All right. Well,
right, and so I'm waiting to hear back from the city of Sacramento. I am also going to report to you all after we have lunch with Heather
all right. All right. Well, good for
Fargo,
you.
and after our visit to Fresno, California. And so there's this other podcaster by the name of Ryan O'Connell. He's a housing advocate, and he's into building homes and communities. And so I'm looking to get on his podcast as well,
Okay.
and then reaching out to council member Katie Maple's office
Huh.
so that I can. When I went to the Ideas Festival, I met her aide. Oh no, no, it was California Yimby Day. I met her aide Evan Cragen, and
Huh.
so I told him about what we're doing, and he said, "Reach out. Let's see if there's anything we can do to help with land." So
Huh.
doing that as
Good.
well this week to probably schedule something within the next couple of weeks, and excited
Mhm.
about the possibilities, the changes up and coming, and the acquisition of land. But I think what I'm going to start doing is just sending out letters, since I know what the missing middle housing ordinance requirements and provisions are. I think now I can go forward a little more informed and intentional by trying to look at the pieces of land that are interesting, that are the right price, and then do drive-bys, to find out whether or not they look like something buildable.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Uh, where geographically, if somebody were to donate land, where geographically could that land possibly be?
In theory, if it's in the US, it would be better
Well, but if you, I want to
in
ask this.
theory,
Go
but
ahead.
the truth is, I'm just saying that because, I mean, if someone were from a different country, I don't think we can accept a parcel of land, being that we are from the US and have this nonprofit that is recognized in the US. But
Okay,
I
so
believe I would be willing to accept a piece of land anywhere within the continental US.
all right, you realize that no matter where you pick, you're gonna have to learn and work with the local ordinances.
Yes. But
And
it's
Massey,
also
go ahead.
certain rural communities have a better path toward affordable housing than certain cities. Or
But
for
does it bode well for the people who would live there? Because they've got to get in and out. If there's no bus service, most of us who are poor don't have cars.
I mean, all those are the considerations. Right, right. So public transportation. So within the state of California, there are bonuses if you have what is called TOD, transit oriented development, which means if you develop, let's say we have a piece of land and there's a bus stop a couple of blocks away.
All right.
So now that detail, it can get funding through the transit department, which here is regional transit, can possibly help fund and also help with the cost of the infrastructure. Maybe we got a piece of land and it's all dirt, there's no sidewalk. And
Right.
so because it's transit oriented and there's that bus stop within a close proximity, they are able to help with the costs to put the infrastructure in that will create a safe path for the tenants to go to the bus lines. So that's one thing.
Okay. Now,
And so there, all those are considerations though. And so like with the missing middle housing ordinance, you have to plant trees. There are setbacks which are decreased. A setback is the amount of distance from the edge of the property to where you will start your build. Or like maybe they want 50 feet of a setback. But when you are developing affordable housing, then your setbacks are decreased, meaning you have more buildable land.
okay.
And so then all these little things are details. But California is the hardest state to build in because we are we are known to be very, very heavily regulated. And so then even in our state, the reason I think it would be easy to accept a donation of land in another state is because the barriers exist here. We have the heaviest barrier in California, where if we go to Utah or let's say Oregon, it'll be much easier to get permitting and planning departments to sign off on your build because they're not as heavily regulated as California is.
All right.
And so
And could you,
actually doing, sorry,
that's okay. I should cut out my tongue and throw it over in the corner. Be better.
no, please,
I, I
sorry.
have a, can you go over again the increased or decreased viability of a piece of land when you have to add the pipes and water, if it's there, if it's not there?
Yes. So if we are donated a piece of land, let's say there's a house on it from the primary residence, and this other little piece of land, which is empty but belongs to that same owner, they're willing to sell, right? So then, because there has not been existing structure there, or not only structure, but livable structure, like a unit of some sort where people might have been living, you have to pull the utilities from the existing home to that spot, wherever it is. And those are called drops.
Okay.
And for a raw piece of land, let's say I'm just buying a piece of land without a home on it, it's $40,000, give or take, to connect utilities.
God, that's just horrible.
It is, right?
Boy, there's so many uphill battles in this.
So many barriers. But the good thing is this. I see the state streamlining and going toward a reality that is more accepting of an alternative build. So we have our own community going up for it's more like a shelter in on Roseville Road in North Sacramento, and that is some shipping containers are being used. So it's being a little more um espoused, if you will, the alternative build because of the time it takes to construct and of course the cost. But when we're talking about cost, let's say you're a funder and you want to know about the cost of a unit, this duplex.
Okay.
Some of what you will need to know is what it costs to develop the unit, the manufacturing of the unit, and the cost of the land. Those two things. The funder doesn't usually want to know about how much it will cost to install utilities, do site preparation work. This is all prior to, like any of the building going on. And so only those two things are taken into consideration, the price of the land and the cost of the manufacturing of the unit for you, the funder. I have all this data of how much it's going to cost to connect utilities. Ideally, we want solar, and so how the cost would look for solar panels and all these other things. I would have that, but you as the funder typically will come up with the square footage based on those two items cost. And the goal is
Okay, what are
here.
the two items again now?
The two items are the price of the land and the price of the unit. So for us, we're dealing with a raw shipping container that's going to be manufactured into a duplex. So that cost, let's say for chuckles, that cost is going to be $100,000 for the duplex. And the land is
Okay.
going to be $20,000. So now we have 120,000.
Right.
And so it's a duplex. So it's going to be 600
Okay.
square feet per unit, a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. And so then you would take that cost of 120,000 and divide it by 1,200 square feet to see what the price is per square footage. And for affordable housing, they consider good pricing at $80 a square foot. And that's if a person is sort of being aggressive with this, then that is a good price. But we are going for $70 a square foot because we need to be under the norm in order to get traction. Plus, it's doable. We can do it as soon as we have our own small crew. And nowadays I'm thinking 2 or 3 people who can
Okay.
retrofit the units, and manufacture them ready to be plugged in onto the site. So let's do the
All
math on that.
right.
Let me see.
Well,
So for if it were 100,000 per duplex, and we 20,000 for the land, we're doing
right.
120,000 divided by 1,200. Oh, that's at
Right.
$100 a square foot. So we would still need to come up with less of an expensive unit to end up at $70 a square foot. Let's see what it would be. 70 times 100. 84,000 is what we need to manufacture that unit at to be at $70 a square foot.
Wow.
Yeah. It gets very, very it's
Intricate. Intricate.
complicated.
Intricate. Yeah.
It
Okay.
is intricate and
All
it's
right.
so I'm sorry, we've gone into 24 minutes, Mark Isaac.
Well, I didn't want to I want to learn this stuff, and I'm going to ask you in the future to please, not today, but maybe each time, repeat that stuff, because I think the intricacy of it does make it more real for the viewer.
Mm,
And I certainly want to at least try to understand. So, all right. So I'll see you in
yes.
10 like usual.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me.
Let me try to get this
Sorry.
godforsaken
No, sir.